My name is Kaye Jeter, and today I'm excited to bring to you an inside look at my Legacy in Words Memoir Starter App. Yes, I wrote an app, and the most exciting thing about it was I did not know anything about writing apps, but I did know how to help people teach. I've been a teacher, an educator, a professional in helping people for many years. I've written 10 books, and two of them are specifically to help people to write. And so I wrote this so that each of you that I have worked with or wanted to work with no longer have any excuses for not. The real problem of those that have waited and haven't been able to get their memoirs completed is not that they can't write, but it is the fact that they just don't know where to start. And I kept hearing it and hearing it. And I mean, the worst thing you can do as a person who really wants to help people is to ignore what they tell you. And over again, I kept hearing, I just don't know where to start. And I know in my heart how many stories. If I talk to you for 5 or 10 minutes, I get the story, some great story from your life. So rather than just think about it and beg people and try to help them, and they still just couldn't get comfortable with the fact that they could write, I decided to learn how to write or make an app, which is much easier today than it was yesterday, but to use this new technology to try to help people. And so, therefore, I now have a book and an app ready to help people to learn how to write. What is so? Yeah, this is a new age, but there are many of us that don't know what is an app. Well, the easiest way to explain it is that an app, it just takes technology and it helps you step by step and guides you step by step through some process. And as they're guiding you, in some cases, they actually do the process. So I used it as just an ability to take something that I knew how to do, talk about, and to help you do, and write a step by step help that I put on an app so you wouldn't have to have me around all the time. And you could not look at those blank pages all the time, but instead actually come up with something that I knew would be representative of your life, your story, and your ability. I also know that there are many of us, especially at my age, that we don't like to deal with anything technical. So, one of the things that I liked about the app was you get asked a series of questions, you answer them, and then through the process of deciding and making it step by step, we are able to help you come up with your first chapter. So, why did I do it? I did it because I've always liked to help people. I did it because in the last 4 years, I've been able to myself write and publish 8 books. I've actually done 10. I have helped hundreds of people in terms of just getting them unstuck. I wrote a book called Stuck on Start, and I wanted to keep doing it. But now, at my age, I find there are many people that constantly are saying, I want to tell my story. I want somebody to know my story. And yet they don't know how to do it. This is and has been my dream to be able to help people do it. So, how does the app help you? Well, let me just make sure you understand very simple steps. First of all, it asks you a series of questions. It asks you a series of questions to get you started and thinking, not ask you initially to write, but to at least put those serious questions in your head so that you can do it. Then we request in the app that you give a writing sample. Now, for those that have tried this, because they don't believe that it'll work, the sample that they wrote had nothing to do with them or how they write or what they think about. They were just trying to help me, and they said, "Oh, okay, what?" Again, it's the start thing. But I was explaining to them that I want actual writing, or take a thought and just write it out, because one of the conditions of making something that sounds like you is for us to know how you sound. So the first part of this requires a writing sample. And I'll just tell you straight out, I ask you before you start the app to start thinking about your writing sample. I will tell you that if you just write a simple sample and don't give it any thought, it will give you a simple answer and no real idea about your voice. Now, when you do that, even at a simple level, you see the ability of this program to help you. So most of the people go back and say, "I think I'll really do this." So let me ask you in the beginning, remember what you put in there is going to be the results of what comes out. So we seriously want you to just write like you do, like you talk, right? Just tell somebody a story and then write it, or write it and tell them to read it. Just your way of thinking and talking. All right. And then another reason we have you do this is because you need to start. You need to have some place to start to get this done. Not writing anything is not starting, and is not helping you at all. And the writing sample is one of the things that technology has been able to help us with, and that is to identify our voice. What makes us sound like me? When I write, my writing sounds very much like the way I'm talking. I like to explain things, I like to make things clear, I like to talk in stories. I love to tell stories, and my writing samples reflect that. But I've written these books. I have a PhD and a law degree. I know how to write, but a computer or nobody can write like me unless they understand where I'm coming from and how things work. So this allows us to determine, how do you do things when you get ready to write? And it's so important to explain that to you. And it is the reason that we are able to get the outcomes that we do. But if you don't participate in the practice, in following the directions, you won't get anything out of this. You'll be wasting your money and your time. So here's the deal. Once we're talking about an app, I want to make sure you understand what this app won't do. And I have to go back to get to that. These are the things that the app does not do. One, this app does not write a complete book. I am not the person that is selling anything that says it will write your whole book. And not only that, it is not one that since it won't write a book, I can't tell you you're going to do it in 7 days. I can't tell you you're going to do it in 1 hour, 3 hours, or whatever. That is not what this program is about. If that's what you're looking for, this is not what you want at all. This is totally to get you started, and really it promotes you and helps you inside to know that my thoughts are important and that I can keep doing this. And here I have a whole first chapter. I only need a few more and I will have my memoir. I will have it. Now, an app does not replace you. You are the only way that you can make it work. An app simply helps you organize. This app causes you to think and then uses what you give, the output that you give, and gives it back to you in a manner, in a form that will get you started. And then look, you waited long enough. So let's get this going. At least you get started. Um, I can tell you the people who have tried this, and they're much like you because it was important to use people that did not have a lot of technology background, people that have been waiting and talking. And when I say they wanted to do this but they didn't know how, this is something that can start them on the path that they need to be, on the path that you will want to be. So what happens when you get inside this app? Well, first of all, you have to understand that I wrote a book also. And yes, the book is helpful. The book is it is like my way of talking to you, and you have these references and you have these examples and you have steps to follow. So the book and the app go together. The book takes you through the whole process of writing and then publishing. The app, which goes with the book, gets you started. So the first thing you'll see is very simple. Actually, I'm going to show you some of the pages. Inside the app, it has a quick start guide. It just tells you there's 5 things you're going to do. But we're ready to explain one of them. You're going to find your voice. Then, with the information and the input you give, we will decide using all the information that we have and the decisions that can be made. We will make a recommendation on an outline. If you don't like it, that's fine. But it is based on your input about your life. And these are possibilities for you. And then we will generate a first chapter. I say first chapter. It's any chapter. It could be any number you want, or it could be nothing you want. What it becomes is determined by what you put into it. And then you can review, you can keep going back and forth. It's not a one time throwaway use. You have an opportunity to generate as many as 10 chapters. That's the limit on the app. But the purpose of that is if you go in and you use it and you say, wow, if I'd have only added or done this, I think this will help me and guide me to do even better. So you have an opportunity to go back and edit what you've put in or change, just completely change it. And so, but there is a limit to the number of chapters it will generate. I am only expecting that out of all the stuff that you put in and what you get back, at least one of those chapters will be that chapter that you can definitely use, hopefully, your first chapter. The other thing about the book, which is the middle page that's shown here, is to purchase the book, you have to purchase the app, you have to get the book because the book gives you a discount code. And that discount code comes with the book. It does not give you the code to get the app, it gives you the code to pay and get the discount. So the actual app with the book costs $14.99. And it is at my website, and all of that information is in the book. And so when you come to this first page, the page that's in the middle here, you will be asked for not the discount code because you used that on my website. You will be asked for the new code that I have emailed to you, which is the access to the app. And once you have that, that's yours. It cannot be used by anybody else. The data that you put in is always yours, it's always there, and it is private. There is no one reading, looking at, using. We have a privacy statement, but it's there for you. And at any point, you can edit it and you can get a copy. You can run a PDF off, you can run a copy at any time. So that gives you quite a bit of possibilities. And I think the first time you go through it, it'll be like, okay, but the power of the ability to take your insights and work with them and show you how good they can be and how you can be you can get the desire to really want to finish. And then the very first page says, welcome to the Legacy in Words Memoir Starter App. So, how does the book and the app work together? That's really important, very important. And the way they work together, let me go back here. The way they work together, it is suggested that you read the first 12 pages. All of this is in the book, and you'll be in the documents that I send you. And then it stops you and says, now's the time for you to get your writing sample together. And that's important. And then from that point on, it is suggested that you take your discount code, go to my website, pay to get the app, and you'll be paying the discount price. If you choose just to see the app because you don't want to read the book, you can do that. You will not have the discount code, and the code you will be able to buy and purchase the app only on my website, and that is $29.99. So $14.99 if you get the discount code, and $29.99. Neither of those include the cost of the book. The book is $19.99, and it is available. So they work together by, first of all, the Legacy in Words second edition is a complete guide to completing and publishing your legacy. So it goes into detail of what you do, but you can't use the last part of the book if you don't have anything written. You can't. What are you going to publish? What do you need that information for? So that's why I went back and pulled out just the one hard area. And now it's possible that I will discover, by so many people working with this, there are more things that we will be able to help you with in this manner. But right now, we're focusing on getting you started. Now, the other good part about this is I am not a book only person. I talk very much in the app and elsewhere that I will be available for help. And I define it very clearly. I also would like to work with groups of people, because I can share this and with their telephones. You can do, if you look up there, you can see you can do the whole program from on the app on your phone. You can use iPad or a tablet. You can use any of the telephones, and you can use a computer desktop. It fits everything. That is one of the good things about working with an app. It will, and once you get your access code, your code that gets you into the program, you can use it anywhere. So those are the advantages. So this is how you get access to the app. You go to the website kjeter.com. You purchase the actual code. You will, when you purchase it, they send me a note and I send you. I'm the only one that has the codes that can open it. You will get your code by email. All this is being done by me. So it's not going to be like in 2 seconds, but it's coming. And then you begin at your own pace. So that's the basics of this, of everything that I am trying to do as it relates to that. I am so interested in any questions you may have. I am so interested in you trying it. And there have been great, a great number of people that have worked with me as beta testers. So we do have their data and their testimonies about what this does or what it doesn't do. And that is the results. As a result of that work, that's how I'm able to bring this program, this app, and this book to you. So please go to first get the book, which is on Amazon, and second, get the app, which is on my website. And third, let's start working together. Thank you.